Economists are expecting rates to remain on hold until early next year, but there's a lot of data that will feed into this board meeting tomorrow. Or today?
Look, the most recent data, the board meeting kicks off today. Obviously, now they have a 2-day board meeting. Obviously, we saw the unemployment numbers last week where there was about 48,000 jobs created during the month of August, which really shows the strength of Australia's jobs market, and employers are still hiring people at a time when economic growth was just 0.2% in the most recent quarter. So there's a lot of economic figures the RBA board are going to be talking about. There's also a lot of people in politics making calls about what the RBA should do as well. We've actually heard from the Greens this morning saying they'll support Treasurer Jim Chalmers and his Reserve Bank reforms, which have been held up passing through the legislation. They haven't been able to get it through for the past couple of months. The Greens want the Reserve Bank to cut rates immediately. It's something the government can actually tell the Reserve Bank board to do, but they're not going to do that. So that's just one extra thing that will be front of mind for board members today when they start debating what to do with the interest rates. And we know right now rates are at 12-year highs, and it looks like they're going to have to stay this way for at least another 6 months until early next year. Only then, when inflation is really crushed, will they want to start to cut rates properly.
Yeah, right. The monthly inflation numbers will be released on Wednesday too. There's a chance inflation could fall within the RBA's target range. Maybe. Yeah,
this is the interesting thing. Wow. So the month of July, inflation came in at 3.5%, the monthly inflation indicator. Now, we could be 2.7% is what some economists are expecting we might see during the month of August. But remember, the monthly indicator is only about 60% of the CPI basket that's measured. On a quarterly basis, they measure everything across the economy and all prices. So there are some things that are excluded from the figure that we'll get this week. But it really is, it would be a positive step forward in the battle against inflation if we suddenly saw the monthly numbers within the 2 to 3% range for inflation, because that's the RBA's part of its mandate. It's to support the jobs market, but it's also to get inflation within 2 to 3%. So we could actually see that happen by Wednesday, and that will put a bit more pressure on the Reserve Bank to potentially start cutting interest rates sooner than February next year, which is what most people are pricing in.
We hope so. Ed, thanks so much. We'll check in soon.